we are in. We got bhoofy on the plague spawning bottom side of the map. We do see corrupt in play. Bhoofy gonna take the time to infect their open generators. It looks like we got a 4-gen bot. As you see with pretty much every plague set we've seen so far, the plague is going to take the time to infect the open gens, hold choke. Survivors typically wait out the infection on the gens. They won't go on it until it's safe to do so. Bhoofy just going to check the top side of the map now, see if they can find any stealthing survivors looking to cross. What do you think about the start so far, Halo?
Yeah, it looks like Plague's kind of just traveled through the mid side of the map, and we actually do find our first survivor of the trial right here. Our Ace is going to be taking our first chase on the sea. Well, actually, in a little bit of a pre-swing from Plague, is it going to be able to connect? And a little bit of a jiggy from Ace, making this God Rock as well. And yeah, to be honest, it looks like a pretty average start if you ask me. We're probably just about halfway through Corrupt right now, and our Ace player has been found and infected. So it does look like our Plague actually is going to be opting to leave. We do see that red pool right there at main, and we also just passed one right here, I believe it just near free. So we will be probably just rotating back to the bottom side of the map, potentially finding some type of survivor on a generator and preventing that progress. We do see a little bit of scratch marks to the left, and we do find another survivor right here. Last Fear is going to be faking that, taking the M1 right there on the Plague. A little bit of an interesting play right there. Not going to be going for the infection and actually running to the opposite of the corrupt. So we will be running to the bottom end, and we are going to be pre-vaulting. That's the first down onto our I'm not actually sure what survivor that is, but it is going to be the first down onto Last Sphere here, and kind of just in the middle of the uncorrupted gens, Migs.
Yeah, good start by bhoofy. Has last fur and botany. Well, botany's fully infected, has last fur infected. Gonna take the time again to disinfect their open generators as you do with plague. We see that Elude and Reze are still playing it slow, making sure that they don't give up any free infections. I think bhoofy, well, it looks like bhoofy's actually venturing towards the top side of the map. We do see the pull coming in. Bhoofy immediately going back for their tunnel out. As you see, typically when you're playing an M1 killer like this, you have to get your tunnel out, make it 3v1 as quickly as possible, and it looks like that is the strat Bhoofy's going for. We are going to get in chase with our saga once again here in Shaq. Let's see how good how long Lastfur can last on his second chase with bhoofy playing the filler here. Bot mid, good greed by Lastfur. We do see the drop. Bhoofy not going to break, is building bloodlust, and Lastfur able to transfer back to Shaq. Gonna give Shaq pallet immediately. Bhoofy is forced to break. Lastfur now paddling towards 5. Bhoofy looking to cut him off. Good read by Lastfur. Lastfur now going around the window side of Shaq. Bhoofy still trailing him, looking to get the down. Lastfur is going to be able to make this pallet, and it looks like we are going to be playing the filler. Bhoofy full committing the chase. We do see the first gen pop, and it looks like Bhoofy is leaving the chase and finds Nancy. What do you think so far, Halo?
Yeah, that chase with Saga right there, really mechanically well played on the survivor right there. Was able to prolong that down for so long, forcing the killer to leave to the devotion, I do believe it's called. And we actually are going to be sending it full top, which I do like. I do believe we did send it full top, and we did. We do find eyes onto our Saga player. Thank you, Migs, for reminding me. And B, we'll actually be just going around the long side, potentially just giving away a little bit of free distance here. And our Saga player will be making it to the already popped generators. And I mean, Migs, we haven't gotten any value out of our, pool just yet. And a little bit of a cheeky M1 through the pallet is going to get Saga on the ground here. Top mid on this pallet, maybe a pallet save coming into play, but no pallet players coming in right there. We are just going to be hooking right here on the mid hook right here. So pretty average start if you ask me. I think maybe dying bottom, our Saga player dying bottom on our first chase probably wasn't the play, but we were able to make it somewhat top, and we did get hooked on the middle there. And we actually do have the undetectable status effect right now, so potentially maybe some type of raid here. And we are actually going to be camping the pool. Actually, a little bit of an interesting play. We might be getting the pool and just kind of camping and making sure that this survivor dies on the hook. We will just be camping it, but no, we will be getting the pool eventually, and just scouting around here to devote our undetectable status effect is already gone, and we actually do find our healthy survivor here, Ada, just kind of behind this rock, getting caught off guard right there, and going to be giving a free injure. So this could probably go either way, Migs. It kind of just depends how the survivors play. If they play perfectly, this probably could be out, although they are all injured, and it could be potentially pretty hard for our survivors to keep up with the pressure of the killer, as he just got his first kill.
Yep, bhoofy confirming last fur on their second stage to full death, and we do find our Nancy here. Edge map has a Z wall and a dream, and we do hit the corrupt purge through the Z wall, but we do see another gen pop, 1 gen remaining. I didn't get a good look at the gen spread, but we have one shack, we have one, what is that, like 3, and we have one, I think 11 if I'm not mistaken. I can't see. He needs to turn his camera so I can see, but I'm not sure what the remaining gen is. Oh, okay. I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's a 3 gen, yeah. Yeah, I think you can hold this. I think Trail's a very spicy pick too. That's a very interesting choice. Wonder why he picked it. I don't think we've gotten much of any Trail value, but maybe in the 3v1 we'll see some. And we will be taking chase now with Reze at Shack. Bhoofy predicting the vault, going around. Does Reze have a God Rock here? He does, and we are going to get the stun on Bhoofy. Pathing now towards the middle of the map. Bhoofy going to go back to hook, try to interrupt any rotation for the pull. Gonna go mid map now and check to see if the rotations come in. Check on their generator. We do see a survivor running top side of the map. Bhoofy just kind of holding the choke, has information on all 3 survivors. In a good position right now. No, Shaq doesn't have much prog. The survivor can't really do much of anything on this generator, and we force Elude to go second stage. I think Bhoofy's in a solid position here. What do you think, Halo?
Yeah, I mean, he had visual on 2 of those survivors, and the other one just on hook right there. He knew that those survivors could do practically nothing if he just kind of forced that ace off of that free generator, which I like to see that he knew. So he did go and kick the generator, but he did force Elude to go second for it. So actually pretty well played from the Plague so far, I would say. He's been playing quite well, but we do actually see this free generator has been, the regression has stopped, and we might actually be getting our pull here and going straight back to bottom. I was going to point out, I think if anything was to save this game for the survivors, it was probably that like the pool is all the way top, and so the Plague would have to go all the way top just to get that pull and get that the main bit of her power, or half of her power pretty much. The more I would argue that probably that the darker pools is probably more stronger than just having all the survivors down, because it has potential to get the survivors just down to right in the middle of the generators, and it does look like we are actually going to be just looking around the shack area. We aren't going to be able to see anyone. Good stuff from our survivors. Maybe we're doing something top, potentially cleansing all the way top, but no, we will be just staying injured, playing for these generators still. We do have a eruption on this generator as well by the yellow aura on the yellow aura on the generator, and a little bit of Trail of Torment value here. Going to be committing all the way top. I don't know if the survivor's aware of it, and no, Ace is not going to be aware of it. Going to be swinging and getting that down onto Ace on the top side of the map though. So a little bit of an interesting play from Plague. Maybe he just knows that he has the survivors have little to no progress on the generator's bottom, and so that means that he can probably commit to a chase top, which is a good awareness from our killer player, I guess. But we will actually be just looking around this top area once again, and we just find our Ada player here just kind of just standing around near main, potentially playing for the pull, and we are going to be losing our 50-50 right there. This is looking like a 4K1, Migs, unless maybe, just maybe, Nancy has been committing a generator this whole time. This might be a 4K0, or he will be playing for the pull or the pick onto our survivors here. So actually pretty good for our killer player, I would say, Migs. Sorry, not Migs, Migs. And Like you said, the results, you did say that the results can vary, but this is probably going to look on the more better side of the results than you said.
Yeah, it's looking like 4K1 for sure. Has two survivors hooked. The question is, does Exalted decide to play for the 4K 0? I mean, he can't really pull. They might just try to crank a final gen and make it 4K 0. Um, for our league, if you do not pop all gens, you cannot escape through hatch or the doors. So maybe they try to pop the final gen, get a hatch or a door out, and it's looking like bhoofy's thinking the same thing. We do hear some progress onto Shack. Bhoofy's just gonna quickly check around the gens. There's not any significant progress though to be seen. So perhaps Elude is going to play for a pull here, but yeah, we do see the pull coming in. I mean, Exalted survivors are gonna have to do some crazy coordination and crazy playmaking to bring this back. I think bhoofy is definitely in a 4K1 position here. We have information on both survivors. We know where they both are. Just gonna camp botany to death, it seems, as he saw that there was really not much, if any, regression on those generators, and with the amount of time botany has left on hook, there's no way the Exalted survivors could pop a gen in that time. So once bhoofy makes it a 2v1, the 4K1 is pretty much just secured. Knows the survivor is top right now, so at best there can only really be one survivor on a generator, and it looks like botany will be dying here on hook, and I imagine bhoofy just goes back to the bottom side of the map, looks for the survivor on the gen, and cleans things up here. What do you think about the plague set? Well, it's not over yet, but what do you think so far about the plague set, Halo?
Yeah, it kind of seems just kind of like the standard OCE plague set. I would say you kind of just hope to have quick chases on that first survivor to secure that first kill, and fortunately for our plague killer, he was able to get 2 kills before they even popped 2 generators. So potentially Elude, when they were in that 3v1 situation and Elude was just up, maybe he could have been working that 5 generator. We did have a little bit of a stare at it, but I couldn't really actually see the progression on the generator. So if I was the survivors here, I would probably just hope for a split of Shack and the free, and we actually do find Elude here just kind of chilling next to this god rock, and we will only have this this TNLs for our this chase. So potentially if Elude has just a okay decent chase here, we maybe can see a 4K0 result, but we are going to be kind of just running into the generator, just a little bit of a fake from Nancy, and we are going to be vaulting that, so that's just going to be the down, and we just saw Ada on the generator, and we do have the aura as well. So yeah, no, not actually bad. 4K1 from our killer player, I would say, is probably a pretty decent result, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good result. I mean, 4K1, I think that's what you're aiming for as Plague. I think that anything more than that is fantastic, but I think that's a good result for sure. Yeah, we're, like I said, like Plague varies. I've seen low stages, I've seen 4K1s, but yeah, we are just taking our last chase with Reze here, and that's gonna wrap things up. Bleed outs also award the fresh hook, all hook stages, so even if bhoofy cannot find Elude, it would still be 4K1. So well played by Evori, well played by Exalted. That was gonna be 4K1 for bhoofy, meaning win con is 4K2. Okay, and we are in. We got last fur on the plague, and it's just as we've seen with every other plague that has played in NA's Last Hope. We're just going to take time to infect the open generators. This looks like the same exact spawn that bhoofy got, or very similar to it. We got the 4-gen bottom, 3-gen top. Last fur immediately going to the choke, seeing if we can find any survivors trying to cross. So far, no luck, but we do find our ace, and it is going to be shrimpinq, taking an early N1, dropping the pallet and getting the tag. Last fur going for an infection. Shrimpinq now taking main building. Let's see if shrimpinq can have a good first chase. We do get the infection onto shrimpinq, just a little bit though. He's not the infection hasn't shown yet on the HUD. We do see some scratches now going towards bot. It looks like Lasfer is going to leave that chase with shrimpinq on the corrupted side of the map, and we are going to take chase with, I believe that was Norville on Shack. What do you think about the start so far, Halo?
Yeah, finding Ace right there is just a little bit unlucky for the survivor side, but he was able to keep it top and was able to make it clear to our playing killer that it's not going to be an easy down, as we are actually going to be taking our next chase onto Claudette here, just near the shack, which I hope she brings the chase top, as that is the corrupted area, playing the check spots on shack quite nicely and pre-dropping the shack. So now she should have some infinite distance, but to make it top, but she doesn't actually run top. She's going to be running to the 6 pellet right here, looping it quite well, kind of just next near the generators. Potentially, maybe if we can take a hit to make that death spot all the way top near the corrupt, that would be really good. We do see life as well, and does look like our killer player here is going to be losing bloodlust with that break as well. And we do have some mid RNG here, which I'm quite a fan of. We do have this TNL into a long into a pallet gem, which is actually quite okay RNG if you like to do 1v1s, and actually changing up the chase a little bit. I mean, corrupt is already over. We still haven't gotten it down. We've got 3 injuries, and we've got 1 person who has been infected. And I mean, if I was the killer player right now, I would just be praying for this down right now. And if it's in the generators, like Jake is kind of running into, that would be even greater. But we actually don't even have Shack, so I'm not 100% sure how Jake is going to make it out of this, out of the generators here, as these probably would be the progress generators. A little bit of a medium vault, but we aren't going to be swinging for it. We don't have bamboozle. This chase has been going on for way too long, Migs. We need a down extremely soon. Really well played from the survivor side, to be honest. They've been able to last for so long, and the balance actually from Jake Parker to be able to prolong that time was just a little bit longer, and we are going to be going down here next to this little progress of a generator.
Demonic chase there by bhoofy. Very good job. We should see about like a gen or 2 popping for that chase, but we'll see, I guess, how much gen progress Evori was able to get for that. Very, very solid chase though by bhoofy. We do see Lasfer getting the corrupted pool now in power, going towards the middle of the map, trying to spot out any survivors that maybe are stealthing by, for trying to rotate in for the pull, predicting that they're all probably the top side right now, going towards 3. And we do see main popping there. It is 2 gens done for 1 hook, and we do find an injured survivor here on 3, wrapping around water tower routine. We know there's a minimum 2 survivors here top side, and it looks like we are trailing the survivor that was water tower. We do see yet another gen pop. We're now at 2 gens left with 1 hook. bhoofy still is on hook though. Someone is going to have to cross at some point to get that pull. I think Lasfer is predicting that all 3 survivors are on this side of the map, so he's just kind of holding the choke in power. Whoever's water tower right now is just wrapping it so much, making so much, getting so much value from it. Good use of the environment there to avoid the corrupted purge. We do see bhoofy hitting second stage as well, and there is the pull finally coming onto bhoofy. We are not going back for a tunnel out. Instead, we are going to stay top side. We do get the down onto shrimpinq, and we see the eruption proc, and this will be another hook onto shrimpinq. We're now at 3 hooks, 2 fresh. What do you think so far about the game, Halo?
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe they just didn't have enough time to get that other survivor off before second. Although, Migs, we are at the win condition, so our killer player would, if I'm not wrong at least, a killer player would have to 4K right now. Even with that really, really high progress on 3, this is probably going to be pretty tough for our killer player to 4K too. But, unfortunately, playing for a 4K1, it's realistic, but it's not kind of what you want on the killer side, I would say, if you ask me, Migs. I mean, 4K1ing is quite the job, especially if the the survivors are playing quite well. And if anyone's been kind of just standing out to me, Migs, I like how shrimpinq he's actually playing. I like his movement. I can tell that he probably potentially does 1v1s. I
yeah,
really
he's a
like how he
ladder
made
player.
use of his on
Yeah.
that water tower. Yeah, he really good. I can already tell, but it does look like Last Sphere is actually going to be looking around, and I don't think we've actually gotten any value out of our pool here, unfortunately. So really good stealthing survivors on the bottom side of the map. And Claudette kind of just gave me away a little bit of free info. And once again, they're going to be looping it around the water tower for distance here. And potentially a little bit of some nice not mechanical, but some nice plague vomit right there is going to be able to hit that Claudette right next to the active generator. So maybe looping water tower right there wasn't the best. Maybe we just didn't have enough distance. But we are going to be getting hooked right here on this mid painter's hook. So actually, this could probably go either way, although I can only assume the survivors have progress on that generator near 8. From what I can see, it looks like it has just about 50%, and I see a survivor on it right now as we speak. So we have decent progress on 3. We have decent progress on 8. Considering there's 4 survivors still in this trial mix, I don't think it would be possible for the killer to do this. If the survivors fumble really hard, which this killer player is probably hoping, potentially it's doable, but right now 4K2ing Migs, unfortunately for our killer side, is just not going to probably happen.
Yeah, I mean, it would be quite impressive if he could still pull off a 4K too. But, I mean, there it is. Yeah, that's going to be Evori taking set number 1. But, I mean, good effort by Last Sphere. Evori played this set very well. I mean, it was their pick. So they probably felt very prepared for the Plague set. We are now taking chase with iiBoredom on Shaq, and we are actually going to opt to leave this chase. We do see, I believe that was Claudette. Mid-map go. Oh no, is that Claudette? No, that's bhoofy. I don't believe bhoofy makes his pallet, does he? No, that should be a down. And that is the down onto bhoofy. We do see the eruption proccing. bhoofy is dead on hook, but we are choosing the slug here, going back to our gen, trying to preventing from popping, and it looks like we will be accepting this chase with Claudette on Shaq. Interesting choice. Wants to play for this 4K1, it would seem, because yeah, like bhoofy was dead on hook. If but had they picked up bhoofy, I mean, they would have popped the last gen. Oh, they hard committed to this gen, and we're not able to get it. That is now 3 slugs. They low-key might get it. No, I think Norville should have time to get. Yeah, Norville definitely has time to get the pickup onto bhoofy. But we are gonna hook on pain res on this active gen. It was very close to popping, but not quite. Unfortunate for these survivors. Yeah, what do you think about that, Halo?
Yeah, I really do like how lost. I don't know if it's fear or fear, but I'm just gonna say our plague killer did actually slug our Jake Park. It was probably a really good macro decision. So really well played to our plague right there. I can obviously tell that he's probably been screwing the killer, and yeah, I mean, was able to prevent that last pop. So this is actually this is looking like a 4K1 mig. So not looking like a 4K1, but it could potentially be a 4K1 mig just for our other survivor on the top side of the map. Unfortunately, a very quick rotation right there from our survivor player is going to be able to get shrimpinq off the hook right there. And unfortunately, this is probably... actually, I'm not even going to talk Migs. I think this is possible for both sides. I don't know what's going to happen. But all I'm going to say is fair play, killer 4K1's Migs, and could have tied. That would have just been crazy in my eyes, Migs. I mean, that would have been just be crazy. And oh my god, our survivor side is giving away free info, free tags, and free downs right here. Unfortunately, isn't going to be going to that 5 generator, although that shrimpinq could potentially... No, shrimpinq is here actually, so survivors come just all over the place, to be honest, Migs.
Yeah,
and
Sun game's crazy.
unfortunately, yeah, do agree, but it is this could honestly go either way. Although if a plague killer does 4K1, I'll be quite proud.
Yeah. I think we see both survivors here. Yeah, we just saw iiBoredom. I mean, this end game's kind of unwrapped. It's all over the place. Good mind game there by Last Sphere, and it is going to be another hook onto shrimpinq. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. That is going to be the death onto shrimpinq. It's not a 2v1 at 1 gen. You know, Evori was playing this so well, and then it just kind of spiraled out of control. We do see the missed skill check onto that generator, and that should be Norville dead edge map, and this secures the 4K1. However, there is penalty in play. But that is the penalty would be for stages. Um, yeah, so tie, it would get rid of the tie. So so unfortunate. Do they
Oh,
pop here? Oh no, they don't. That
oh,
gen
they don't
is
commit.
so close. Oh my god, what do you think about this end game? Wow.
It's really unfortunate, to be honest. We didn't commit that gen, although it looks pretty much 99. I don't know what that was. And to be honest, I mean, Migs, I think that sorry, I think Last Fear kind of just played mechanically very well. It was quite. He played endgame quite well. The survivors had so many generators, what were really high progress, but eruption and pain resonance failure right there probably helped a lot, and Fana as well. He did bring Fana, so yeah, really well played. I honestly I think Fana was probably maybe one of the reasons he was able to 4K1. I mean, they were on gen so much, like they were very good efficiency on gens. It was just that Fana kind of just ate them up. Eruption and pain resonance.
All right, and we are in Wrecker's Yard. We got Last Fear on the killer, representing Exalted, going towards Shack, and we do see Corrupt in play. Going, oh, we do see some scratch marks going towards 6, and we do see a survivor running from 7 towards 9, and it looks like we do have a survivor here on the Z wall. It's going to be bhoofy taking a first chase. We get the M1 early. bhoofy has a Paladin to play with. Last Fear going for some mind games. bhoofy reads it, and we are still just going to be playing. Oh, dirty double back. We do die on pallets. Last Fear going to check around real quick to see if there's anyone here for the pallet save. We also pressuring Shaq at the same time. Last Fear being very cautious here, doesn't want to give them a free pallet stun. Going to quickly check a locker, reload, and it looks like bhoofy's actually just going to crawl edge map. I think that looked like tenacity to me, and we do see Undying being cleansed. I can reveal the perk because it's out of service now, so it doesn't matter. And we are just going to take our first hook on to bhoofy here. What do you think about this start, Halo?
Yeah, if you ask me, potentially crawling edge map was probably the play, so that this killer player couldn't make basement. I can only assume, Migs, that basement and this killer camping is honestly going to be practically impossible for our survivors to pull. Almost, I feel like I genuinely believe that it would probably, at the best, you would probably get a trade because of. I mean, I can just imagine Basement Huntress being quite nasty as well, Migs, and not a bad start. A little bit of a snipe right there from our killer player right there. Going to be able to get that pressure onto Ace right there. So obviously knows, you know, how to use his hatchet. And a little bit of body, a little bit of a hit right there. And I do believe with Survivor hitboxes, Migs, I think, like, if you're like running forwards, I do believe it kind of drags behind you just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I do believe that's probably why that would have hit. I used to be a little bit of a Huntress main, so I guess I kind of know what I'm talking about. And it does look for it. It's just going to be, I believe this is free, Migs, if I'm not wrong. You might have to correct me, but it just be we will be just be forcing the edge free, and we actually do see 2 generators in the background as well pop, so not bad at all.
Yeah, good chase by bhoofy. Good second chase, I should say, by bhoofy. We do see the first 2 gens popping. And this, we do get the down deep 3. Looks like we are gonna hook 5, and now, well, we must reload. We have no hatchets, and you know, Huntress 110 killer. You're definitely not gonna play Huntress without hatchets. So we're gonna take the time to reload. If we can just confirm Boredom's death, or make sure Boredom dies quickly, that's gonna be the 1K down, and then you just gotta get one more person dead, and then if you, oh my god, what a shot, brother! Holy shit! That was a beautiful shot by Last Fear. We do see survivors pressuring Shaq there, and Last Fear just kicking them off. We have information on 2 survivors. We know one is 7, one is Shaq, and there is the third one going for the pull, and we see the oh my god! We see the FTP and a snipe onto Boredom. This will be Boredom's last chase with Last Fur. And let's see how long Boredom can last. That was a beautiful shot. And holy shit, gets the down, bro. Oh my god. I see why they picked Huntress. Last Fur is a goddamn demon. What do you think, Halo?
Oh my god, that's... Oh, I'm sorry. That hit onto shrimpinq, insane. The fact that the fact that Last Fear was able to also just completely counter FTP pretty much with that hatchet is actually insane. That also just meant that, well, that's going to be you know, broken for like, what is it, like 60 or 90 seconds, Migs, I do believe.
I don't remember.
And also you know, it also means that that chase is just not going to be able to last, and Tori unfortunately is going to be able to die on the generator. So I mean, I'm really liking Last Fear's you know, gameplay. I do believe this is their pick, right? So I can obviously see why Last Fear would have picked this. Going for a little bit of a snipe right there, not going to be able to connect. And now that I'm thinking of it, I really do like Wrecker's Yard on this killer, to be honest. I think it's got great versatility when it comes to just sniping over walls, and also just you know, stuff to hide behind in general. So we do also find at Jake Park here, I do believe, if I'm not wrong, this is Shallow 12 Migs, although I'm not 100% sure. But we will be committing this chase right here. Probably going to be pulling up the hatchet right here. This might be a tap. I mean, using the hatchets to get that first pick onto a survivor, getting him injured, is actually really well played. Going for a little bit of a hatchet right there over the tile, not going to be able to connect, and we are actually just going to be catching Claudette here a little bit off guard. This might be a tag right here. No, we're not going to be pulling up, and it does look like it looks like we are going to just unfortunately be hitting a tree. They're trying to pick at the Jake right here, but it's not going to be able to. We are going to be full committing the Jake. A little bit of a heartbeat mind game potentially right there. It's not going to be able to work. Jake is just going to be full sending it to this side. And we are going to be predicting the side step to the left, and that is going to be the down if the hatchet onto our Jake. Sorry, I get that mixed up all the time.
Yeah, beautiful shot there again by Last Fear. Also, another good thing for Huntress on records is that you know, basement always spawns right in the middle, and once you get into Huntress's basement, I mean, you're pretty much just dead. You can't really save that unless the Huntress really messes up. So that is another great aspect for Huntress on this map. But we do take the hook onto bhoofy. I think that was at 7, yeah. And now we are just going to proxy around the hook, try to secure that 2K. Still 3 gens up, so this could potentially be a 4K. I mean, it's looking like it's probably gonna be a 4K, just based on the amount of gens left and the current state of the game. It looks like they still want to get a Shaq. You know, there's that old saying, you either do Shaq first or you don't do it at all. But it seems like Evori's kind of breaking that rule and still trying to get Shaq out of the way. We did see shrimpinq in the distance going for the pull, and Last Fur's lining up a cross map to try to interrupt that pull. We do see the pull coming in. We get the endurance hit on bhoofy, getting it out of the way. Oh! 2 tap, bro. Holy shit. And we want more. We're out for blood. We want to get another tag onto shrimpinq. Are we able to get it? shrimpinq? Good pathing by shrimpinq and hard jiggy. What? That looked like it phased right through him. Ghost hatchet? Question marks. It looks like we still want to get this tag onto shrimp. Last Fur is committing it. But no, looking like they're going to go back now for their slug on bhoofy. We also did see a generator pop, so 2 gens left. This will be bhoofy's second hook. We are now at 5 stages, 2 fresh. What do you think so far, Halo?
Yeah, they were able to pop that shack generator. What might just change up the game. They do also have progress on this generator, although they keep dying next to it, so it's kind of just been losing value for the past few minutes, or regression, I should say. And to be honest, if the survivor just plays somewhat well, and you know this Jake stealths right off the hook, I do believe this probably could be a good result. But oh my god, this might be another tap from Last Fear right here. This survivor is going to be Death Hook, and once the survivor is out of the trial, that is going to be a 2v1 forced on the survivors, and that is just so much pressure. Probably going to be definitely a 4k result. And oh my god, I mean, Huntress just being able to not fully counter the endurance you get after an unhook, but you know, obviously Huntress has really good capabilities of potentially getting a little bit of a 2-tap and making sure that the chase after the hook doesn't last long at all. So this is the 2v1 forced on the survivors. We have shrimpinq, the very skinny demon who somehow didn't get hit, and we actually do see this. I do believe it's free Migs. Once again, I'm not 100% sure. We do see generator popped, and we are going to be going for a little bit of a cheeky hatchet right here, and I can only I mean, we probably have to go back to this generator over here, considering that shrimpinq was quite close to it, and we actually do see a run from shrimpinq right here, potentially trying to bait chase, trying to make sure maybe the Claudette has enough time, so enough time to pop another gen, that is. So actually, we were running, but it looks like we're probably stealthing around here. I'm not 100% sure where this survivor has actually gone. Checking lock is quite reasonable. I do feel like maybe he is in one of those lockers, I'll be completely honest, because just kind of seemed to disappear. Maybe the one in the loop. We aren't going to be checking it. It doesn't look like we do find Ace. So we did see a pre-run from Ace right there, but being able to stealth is actually pretty big, because this Claudette has probably gotten free pressure on this generator this whole time, and we go. The snipe is not going to be connecting the Claudette sidestepping just in time, and we are also going to make our return back to this generator, where we are actually going to be finding Ace. But I mean, Migs, that generator Claudette was on. I mean, this killer, the killer did wasted some time looking for this Ace all the way. I believe it's Shallow 9. For quite some time, so that, I mean, that generator could be 50 or even higher right now, and we don't actually know. So we are actually going to be getting the down onto shrimpinq, and we are going to be slugging to the generator here. I don't know. Maybe this is going to be a pain res, so I do guess that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, maybe that just lost in the game, Migs. No, it doesn't look like.
That was a beautiful 2-tap, by the way. I will just say that was really good movement by Last Fair. This is looking like this. Yeah, this just wraps. We catch Norville mid rotation, and I mean, yeah, this should just be it right here. Really well played by Last Fair. He can be very patient right now. I mean, there's really nothing these survivors can do. I mean, yeah, you can really go for either one of them. It doesn't really matter. Wow, really good dodge there. Yeah, go ahead, Halo.
Sorry, they might just be back in the game, as Last Fear doesn't even have any hatches left. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking maybe they could have had a little bit of, maybe they could have gained mass amounts of aura right there if they were able to actually get out of that situation with two of them standing up. And unfortunately, Claudette doesn't have anything near this area of the map, unfortunately. But if she did, I mean, that potentially, I mean, Ace could have just ran to the generator and popped. But yeah, probably not gonna happen anymore, as that is another pain res used on this generator. And I really do like that quick pull, and a prediction from Last Fear right there is gonna be able to get that not injure, but get the survivor in the medic state.
Holy shit!
Side that's going to be going for that, getting that survivor on the ground, and Ace is the only one standing up, and we have LOX. That is crazy mechanical gameplay from Last Fear. I really do like that from him. Oh my god.
That was such a good shot. Holy shit. This man has... oh my god, that was a sick shot too if that would have landed. Last year has made so many clips. Oh my god, bro. So many clips for last year. That was such a beautiful Huntress game. Amazing shots. I am so impressed by his Huntress. Really well played. next we got 4K1. Extremely good result, I think, for Huntress. WinCon will be 4K2 for Evori. Let's see if they're up to the task. If Evori is unable to meet WinCon, we will go to an artist tiebreaker. But a fantastic performance by last year. I'm very impressed by his Huntress. I see why this was their pick. And I guess we will see what Evori is able to do here.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, that mechanically, Last Sphere is so good at Huntress. It's actually insane. I mean, from the predictions, just from the timing of the hatchets and the snipes and the yeah, I mean the snipes.
And we're in. We got bhoofy on the Huntress, immediately going towards Shack. Seeing if we can spot any survivors. Going towards 5 now, it would seem. Seeing if we going towards our corrupted side of the map, seeing if we can find any stealthing survivors. I think I just saw somebody deep 3, but the bhoofy gonna check around 4, and we do find our Nia, and it's gonna be Lasfer taking first chase with bhoofy. And looks like, oof, good dodge there by Lasfer. Lasfer being our last Huntress player, probably very experienced against the killer. We do get our first tag onto Lasfer, and the bhoofy now going for some mind games on the 4 lane. Good pathing by Lasfer, making it to the edge filler. And let's see how long they are able to last. Oof, good mind games there by bhoofy, good movement. That's going to be the first down onto Lasfer at 5 gens. What do you think so far, Halo?
Yeah, it does look like we do get that first down before Corrupt ends. And Migs, I don't know if you've noticed, but we do see agitation in play. So potentially trying to find, trying to get some type of basement hook right there. What will be quite impressive if he does. But yeah, no, agitation should make it quite more easier. So he's probably going to be hoping for one of those basement hooks, although our Nia did die deep enough and able to not get hooked there. So we do actually see Renato here probably was going to set up for the pull here, but it does look like he will just be taking the chase and probably just trying to get a free pick, maybe just threading the angle just a little bit, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of a mind gap. Sidestepping is Renato, and he will be prolonging that hit. Another sidestep from Renato, really well played, and we will just be taking that M1. So not actually bad from Renato. As long as he doesn't die here, he's not going to be doing that bad, and we are going to be dodging that. And a very good timed pull from our survivor side right here is going to make it very hard for our 110 Huntress to keep up with all of the pressure. So our Nia slash tunnel out is pretty much got crossbow distance, meaning that she can pretty much just make anywhere she really wants on the entire map, meaning she could just make the best diff spot in the game, which would probably be actually deep 12, I guess, as they are about to pop one right there. He was going to actually throw a hatchet at Claudette, but we were able to sidestep one. Sorry, that is 1 in OC. I completely forgot. I believe it's 11. 11 does pop right there, and Last Sphere getting a little bit too greedy and is going to be able to get that down. So it seems pretty textbook to me. It does look like we do have a survivor at second at 2 generators, at 4 generators, but we should have some decent progress, I would hope. And we actually do see some scratch marks here, so we're not going to be stealthing. We are going to be pre-running to some type of place, probably going to start a new generator since it's so close to the hook. And we also see Shack with some progress mix, so this could probably go either way. I would say if the survivor side wants to actually win and pop 5 generators, this last chase from Nia probably has to be quite decent, I would say.
Cutting in and out a bit there.
Sorry, I was just saying, I think this last chase from Nia would have to be pretty good if they did want to win this set. And we also do see Claudette here going to be able to get that M2 down, and that is a little bit of a tap right next to the Nia on hook. So Not bad from the Huntress player, actually. I mean, the Huntress can just stealth, and at the most, only 2 people can be at generators. So, that 4K one from last year is pretty good, but I mean, this Huntress might just be able to outdo it, Migs. So, yeah, no, actually, it's a very good start for our Huntress player. So it's not a bit of a good start. It is a very good start for our Huntress player. We have a death at 3 generators, and although we do have some progress, it might be pretty hard to counter, as we also do see that very, very, very bad basement hook coming from our Huntress player here, Elude. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened there. He did die like deep 12, but was close enough with Edgy to be able to make that basement hook, so very unfortunate. And we also do see that 7 generator with some progress there. So actually not too bad. I mean, it's pretty bad for the Survivor side, if I'm being honest, but I mean, at least they have some sort of progress, Migs.
Yeah. Remember again, what did our last Huntress get? I actually kind of blanked on that. We got the
I,
gun.
I believe it was a 4K1, I think.
4K1, right? Okay, so one comp 4K2. We're at 3 gens, 1 dead. I mean, okay, and there is so I mean, we're at 2 gens now. They pop one more, it's a tie. Really good shot by bhoofy. However, because Evori won set 1, if they were to tie, it would still be Evori winning the game. But we'll see what Exalted is able to do here. They just have to pop 2 more gens, which is very difficult. 2v1. Both survivors injured, 1 survivor in the basement. We are now going to be taking chase with Botany. Really good shot. And going back to hook now, I think this secures the 4K too. Yep, we find our last survivor as well. This is 4K too. Holy shit.
We see Renato, but I was gonna say maybe if they played for 12 and 7 and they just both pre-left, it would be potentially they could have tied. But no, I mean Ace is gonna be dying, and then we just find Renato just chilling near 11. So that's really unfortunate. That's just gonna be the 4K2, I think, unless some crazy clutch up from Renato happens, which might be a little bit harder than a little bit of a nice hatchet right there, threading the needle, and going to be able to get that 4K2. So is that just 2-0, Migs? I do believe it is.
Yeah, that's going to be Evori taking the 2-0. Wow, hell of a performance by bhoofy. I mean, I thought Last Fair had an incredible mechanical game, but like bhoofy just had an incredible game sense game. That was crazy. Really well played by both Huntresses, honestly. I think they were both really good games. But that is going to be Evori taking the victory. Well played.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think maybe just some major mechanical and macro mistakes from our survivor probably led up to the 4K1 and 4K2s. But I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed watching these Huntress games. I've never seen a Huntress set in my whole life in competitive Dead by Daylight, so that was actually pretty interesting, and that was quite enjoyable to watch. So yeah, it does look like that's just it, Migs. That's just the 4K2. That's 2-0 for sorry, what was the team again, Migs?
Evori.
Evori. That 2-0 for Evori. Unfortunately, yeah, they won their own. I don't know. The thing is, Migs, I genuinely think maybe they probably, I don't know, that they could have won that first set, I believe. The penalty, and then Exalted gonna be able to win. Exalted picks isn't Exalted. Yeah, it's just unlucky at the end of the day, Migs. But yeah, no, that was quite enjoyable to watch in cast with you, Migs. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, and thank you to our referee as well as the participants. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch this late game. It's going to be for us tonight. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for some more tournament games. We'll just raid Momo. He seems to be on right now. Momo always has some good content. So have a good night, everybody. I'm definitely going to go to sleep now.